Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of our playthrough of Baldur's Gate 1 with the half-orc lawful evil fighter cleric. We're going to load our save game from last time. And right where we left off here at the Knoll Stronghold, we just killed Dinah here to complete Edwin's quest. So we're going to go back the way we came. Let's see. Let's go south.
What do you need?
And Borda sells some cursed items. And his items are cursed. If you choose the 5th option, you'll start a fight with him. He is a little too strong for first level characters to handle. So we're going to tell him no thank you. Let me check our current spells. Yeah, we need to rest. Give them a second to cast their armor spells. Alright. Then we're going to lead with Kagan. Just in case he's gets jumped, which right there's like some Zarts that are attacking us. This is the Zwart village. They're not too much to worry about. The problem is they can come in pretty large numbers. It's nice to have sleep spell for those, but we don't have that yet. There's magic missile spell. If we're actually successful in scribing it, that'll be a good thing. And we were with him. Zara can't memorize that. Not yet, at least. So, let's see here. Let's take a look at our spells. We won't need Larlock's Minor Drain anymore. We're going to take Magic Missile instead. It's a better spell.
Night Singer, give me power. May darkness prevail.
So, we're going to continue. That's the Zwart leader.
Spit it out.
So we're gonna put him to sleep.
You right.
Olsa. Now,
Need to move these guys back a little bit.
Your worthless lives end here.
Your voices and motion
are so irritating.
Night Singer, cast now.
Keep panic. We're gonna keep pulling back. That bear can do major damage. Unfortunately, I don't have any command spells memorized. Let's see how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have or strength one of these wolves of speed.
Salt. Get away.
Try to take down these is. Oh.
Again, you this as direct for now.
One thing's for sure, definitely don't want
Someone else.
Edward going toe to toe with that cave bear. That won't work out too well. Alright, so we need to give Kagan the healing potions.
I need an ale. I don't want to talk. Jacques, may darkness prevail.
Go on then.
Okay. Now we can go after the cave bear.
Right, what's this then? Get over here. I could use a little magic.
Just got
Destroyer of
clawed.
Someone else.
My action.
Okay, so we survived that. Want to rest. Okay, we got our spells back.
What? As direct for now.
Jacques.
Again, you my action.
Night singer.
As direct for now.
Ulsa, may darkness prevail. Jacques, Kalas Na. Night singer. give
You
me
reign.
Power.
I'm on it.
I need an ale. All right. Ulsa, Kalas Na.
Again, as direct for now.
Destroyer of worlds.
I don't want to talk. Jacques, may darkness prevail. Lilulul! For sure! Go, Pestis. All right. All right.
And there's another cave bear. And like I mentioned before, my strategy typically in combat in Baldur's Gate series is to let the enemy come to me. I try to lure them back to the
Night singer, give me
rest of the party.
Ulsa.
My action.
Jacques,
See, command spell.
night singer, give me
Usually does.
Kalas Na.
And in the first episode, I mentioned that command spells are probably one of the best spells in the game, at least in Baldur's Gate 1.
Kalas Na.
It's one of them. It's not the best, but it's one of the best. Oh wait, we got some bracers. We're going to give those to Edwin. It didn't change his armor class because he's under the effects of the armor spell, but it will be an improvement. And that's a flail. Let's see, Viconia's mace and slings, and I gave Boris more hammers and maces. He can use it, and he doesn't have a battle axe right now, which would be his best choice. So we'll go with that for now. At least I don't have to worry about it breaking in combat. So we're done here.
Now, Natha.
So we're going to leave this area for now. At least we're going to attempt to. Going to give Vicky the gem bag. We're going to go back to Nashkell. Alright, and we're waylaid by enemies.
May darkness prevail.
What? My actions are yours.
Olza,
Go on then.
Jalcales. May darkness prevail.
Again, you find us.
Now, Natha.
He still suck your This better be good. You find us.
Spit it out.
What is find us?
Olza, may darkness prevail.
Again, you find
Get over here.
Oh, as directed.
If Edwin had a missile weapon, like a sling, he wouldn't keep running up on those enemies like that, which is not a good tactic for a mage.
You right.
No more command spells, so I'm just gonna have to
What need he get?
go toe to toe with this guy.
Go on then.
What? As directed.
Olza,
Nobody's didn't seem to hit this guy.
Spit it out.
There we go.
Again, you disturb.
And that is an improvision scroll. Next to useless spell, it was useful
Jalcales,
in the original release of Baldur's Gate, but after they patched it, it's numerous times. It's pretty much useless unless you have no one in the group with infravision. In this case, Boris has his helmet, which I believe is infravision, so we don't really need it, so we're not going to bother taking up a spell slot for that at this point. Okay, so we're back in Nashkell. We're going to go to the Nashkell store and try to pick up a sling and some bullets.
I will show you justice.
May darkness prevail.
Yeah, business has been poor with the iron shortage and all.
And now that his armor spells wore off, you can see that's a bracers of armor class 8. She has no dexterity bonus. Some very minor improvement, but
You rang.
Night Singer, now Natha.
we'll go in here, try to pick up a quest.
You spoke at me?
Pick that lock.
Sleep lightly, taskmaster.
Ulsa, may darkness prevail. May darkness prevail.
We're going to ask her if she has any information on the mines. And like I said before, even though I'm playing the evil party, one part of being evil is you still want some reputation, just as you would in real life. Even the bad guys try to build up their reputation among the locals to try to accomplish their selfish goals. So, and that's kind of what you do in Baldur's Gate. You can do evil things, but you definitely want to. It's helpful to maintain a good reputation amongst the people. Anyway, that's what I found. Anyway. So she's telling us that her husband was one of the miners and he hasn't been home for weeks. And we're going to say maybe we could help you. We asked her to describe him, and she's tells us about him and that he's wearing a greenstone ring. So we agree to help her.
Now Natha.
And so... let's see. There it is. We need to go back to Baragos. There's a couple of things we need to do. Hopefully we can make it back without being jumped by bandits. And we did. That's good. So we're going to go up this way. this house. And eventually we'll be going into all these houses, but for now, till we get some levels and
May darkness prevail.
better equipment, we're just gonna take our time doing that.
I'll be much more agreeable with
So
rest.
she tells us that her husband made a sudden business trip to Am and she's worried about him. Back in, I think it was the second video, we found a scroll on the South Baragosh Road from one of the mobs that we killed there, the Agrillians, I think it was. So we're gonna give her that because that's from her husband, and it's just a letter to her. And she gave us a
I'm
ring.
not allowed to sleep, our next assailants may just live.
So he's already got one. We're gonna let our main tank have it. Brings his armor class down to -3. The only reason that Vicky's up here in the #1 spot is she's really the only one in the group that has less than terrible charisma, so. Alright, so we've got the ring. We are going to travel. And if it's your first time playing Baldur's Gate, you'll notice I'm not doing quick saves much, but if you press Q to quick save, you want to do that often when you first are playing the game, you're new to it, because it's kind of tough the first time. This game's not very forgiving. It's really easy to die. So that quick save is your only protection against that happening. I don't, because I usually play no save, no reload, so when I die, when my main character dies, game over, start over. But when you're learning, that's probably not your best option. So we're going to go in this house right here.
Now, Natha.
Mr. Colquitt. We're going to talk to him. And you're going to see another case of an evil party trying to win hearts and minds here.
You're a long-tongued lout.
He tells us that his son went on a trip south, and he hasn't returned. And he sees that we have an amulet that belongs to his son, and he's understandably wanting to know where we got it. And we're going to pretend to be good, that we actually care when we don't, but we're going to basically express sympathy for him. And we apologize that we could not have arrived sooner and prevented their deaths. So for that, we got 1 reputation point.
What the hell do you think you was doing?
Our companions, our evil companions, aren't happy about it. They don't understand
May darkness prevail.
what you're doing here, but
Must we be so insufferably
don't worry about that. As long as it doesn't get too high. By too high, I mean above 18, 19, 20. They may start leaving your group. And at 17, 18, they're really going to complain a lot. But for now, we're good.
Darkness prevail.
So we're going to rest. Get our spells back. So we just need cheapest room. Let them cast their armor spells before we move. If you try to move, it'll cancel the spell and you'll lose it.
May darkness prevail.
And you'll have to rest again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go west. The only reason we went to the Null Stronghold is, like I said in the previous episode, Edwin's quest is timed, so you only have a certain amount of time to complete it. I'll be doing another run through with a good party, and It's a similar situation with Minsk that we saw in Nashkell. He gives you a certain amount of time to find Dinah here. He's tasked with protecting Dinah here because she is his witch, and only has a certain amount of time to find her. And if you don't, he gets upset. So we're going to go over here to
May
the
darkness prevail.
High Hedge, which is a wizard lives there that sells magic items. Continue going south. One thing you can do when you spot an enemy is hit this X, and that will tell your group to stop, and that will cause the AI to kick in for every party member. That you're canceling your previous command, and the AI will take over. So any spells that you have memorized, if they're using melee weapons, they'll charge the enemy. What I want to do is I'll set the X so that these guys, the AI takes over for them, and I'm going to tell these guys to stay right where they are. Alright. And we'll have Vicky cast, well, I won't have her cast a command spell. He'll use one on this other mob. Nobles aren't too tough. When you first level though, anything's tough enough to be careful. Okay, and there's a pretty short sword. We're definitely going to want to pick that up. Let's do another command spell on this guy. Noble Slasher. Take him out.
Ulza, may darkness
A lot of resting
prevail.
at first level because you don't have enough spells to really last as long as you would like. So gonna rest again right here. Okay, so we got some skeletons. They can be pretty nasty because of their ranged ability. Their ranged weapons at early level,
Worthless lives end
but we
here.
should be able to take them down.
Worthless lives end here.
Have become dead.
We are going to need one of those skulls soon, so we need to try resting again. Nope, got two more skeletons, and we got a with no command spells left, so we'll have
Get
to
over here.
do this the old-fashioned way. Alright. There's another Infravision scroll. This useless.
May darkness
And that's
prevail.
Talenteer. He's the mage that sells magic items. He's got some really good items. One in particular that we're going to purchase now.
I be Talenteer, a mighty
You have to talk to him twice. Alright, so we're going to go down and purchase this potion case. We're also going to buy these sleep spells, which is another crucial spell. These shield spells are also good. They're basically just armor spell that also protects you against magic missiles as well. And we're going to need protection from petrification. Where is it? There it is. We don't quite have enough gold to get that yet, but that's okay. So let's go. Let me clean up this inventory a little bit. Alright, so we're going to memorize sleep. Nope. Yep, we did the second one, so we wasted one scroll. That's okay. We'll give him 3 sleep spells. Like I said, that is a very critical spell. Very helpful spell. Now, when the game was first released, it wasn't so great because when you cast its area effects spell, it will put a group of monsters to sleep for a significant amount of time. Now, in the original, the spell in pencil and paper, it also it affects everybody, whether they're friendly or not. It affects everybody. The playtesters, when the original game was released, the spell worked the way it was supposed to. But the playtesters evidently thought that it was useless because it put their own party members to sleep. They should have left it that way, but they didn't. The spell doesn't work the way it's intended to, which makes it extremely overpowered. But we're going to take advantage of it. Okay, so we have our potion, and I typically just put all the potions in there, at least most of them. Because you can trade, as long as your guys aren't too scattered apart, you can trade freely even during combat. So now we're going to try to memorize this shield spell, which we were successful. If you notice, Zar has a hard time memorizing spells compared to Edwin, and the reason being it's a difference in the intelligence. At 18, you have a much higher chance of memorizing a spell. It also is influenced by your specialty. He's a necromancer, and he's a conjurer. You can't memorize spells from an opposition school. I'd have to research that and find out exactly what they are, but your chances of scrolling a spell, say for example, Edwin would have a much higher chance of scribing a conjure spell than he would, say, an enchanting spell, which makes sense.
May darkness prevail.
The advantage of having a specialty class like a conjurer, if you're using one as a player character, as your main character, you get an extra spell versus being a generalist mage. Which if you're gonna roll a mage, which I do play mages quite often, just go with the generalist mage is what I would suggest. An abjurer is absolutely useless because you're missing out on some very important spells. I'd rather have access to all the spells rather than missing out on opposition school, because there's good spells at most specialties that you don't want to miss out on. But anyway, we're going to travel south here. Okay, so we run into 2 half ogres. They're pretty tough for first level.
You rang.
Especially when you mess up and you don't remember to memorize your command spells.
Nah.
What? As directed for now.
Your voice could do no other.
Yeah, we need
Again,
to.
as directed for now.
Get over here.
Olsa?
Get over
Keep
here.
your mages and your squishy characters out of harm's way.
Go on, I'm on it.
I don't.
What is it now?
Stop touching me!
I must.
BG1, your missile weapons are extremely powerful. Not sure they intended it to be that way, but it is. It's not so much in Baldur's Gate 2. They're not quite as strong in Baldur's Gate 2.
Kalas Na.
So we're going to continue south. We're going to rest.
Again, you disturb me.
Something troubling you?
Night Singer. Kalas Na.
And there's a wolf.
Spit it out.
Put him to sleep.
Olza. Now Natha.
Melon Camp, the chicken. So the chicken starts talking to us and telling us that we saved him. And we're going to say ordinary talking chicken. He asked for our help, and we asked what happened to him. He says he was the apprentice of the mage to the north, and he cast a spell he shouldn't have cast, and he ended up in quite a pickle. We asked him, can we dispel it? We have a little bit of knowledge in magery. And he said it's no use, and he asked for our help. We asked him what'll be our reward. And then we tell him we'll take him to his master. So we're going back to Palantir.
May darkness prevail.
Hopefully we don't run into any skeletons. Well, spoke too soon. There we go. One thing to know about skeletons is that they are fairly resistant to edge weapons. I believe they only do half damage.
You right.
Which is how it was in pencil and paper. Alright, so we still have our skull there. We're gonna
May
need one,
darkness
but no more than
prevail.
one. There's a wild dog.
Worthless lives end here.
Go on then.
Night Singer, give me power.
Make use of our command spells.
Olza. May darkness prevail. Kalas Na.
Gonna go talk to Palantir.
Why do I live in such a pissant town?
So we're gonna tell him we found his talking chicken. And he tells the chickens don't talk. And we tell him we're aware of that. And he recognizes him as his apprentice Mellencamp. Okay, so we're gonna ask Palantir if he knows him. And ask him, is he your student? And Palantir's not too happy about him stealing his scroll that caused this issue. Tells him he's foolish for doing that. So finds out that it was the bracers in his locked safe. And we tell him we're willing to help any way we can. Tells us to go get a skull and come back. That the cure for this requires a dead element, or so we already have the skull. So we're going to go right here and give it to him and tell him to do his worst. Cast a spell, and he's dead. So it didn't work. And if you're wanting the best outcome, you can save it there and reload it until it actually works. But we're not doing that.
Why do I live in such a pissant town?
Said we're trying to stay true to pencil and paper as much as possible. Now, down here, while I'm thinking about it, they've got some really good magic items. Robe of the Neutral Arch Magi, and then the Good Arch Magi. Those are two really good robes. Both, with us being evil, we can't use either one of them, but those are good items to have if you have Neutral Mage or Good Mage in your party. And of course, we've already looked at the spells. So, nothing we can do about Mellencamp at this point. He's dead.
Hello, pal.
And this guy tells us that he's planning the grandest of heists. And that we're being too loud. We tell him that's not particularly noble of you, and tells us to get lost. Our pickpockets aren't strong enough to worry about going to this house up here yet, so we'll come back to that.
Get over here.
For sure! For sure!
There's Kyvan. He's a companion you can pick up, but he's good. Not gonna do anything with him at this point. So let's take a look and see how close we are to leveling. Vicky needs 518, 503 for Boris, 957 for Kagan, 424. With him being a multi-class, his experience are split half between each class, so that's a fair amount that he needs. He needs quite a bit, and he needs quite a bit, so.
Now, Natha.
We need some experience. There's a magic weapon in here that you can pick up at night. I'm not sure. Yep, we can pick it up. So we're
What
gonna
meaty
go.
pile do
As
you
long as we can
toil?
pick that lock. Nope, doesn't look like we can yet. Nope. So we're gonna have to come back
Progress.
after we
You are so
Night
irritating.
Singer, give Carlos
level
no.
up a little bit.
Now Nartha.
So we go back to Nashkell.
May darkness prevail.
Spit it out.
I need an
You
arrow.
rang.
Also,
We could definitely use
Progress. Now
rest.
Nartha. Now Nartha.
Never had rats. No sorry.
May darkness prevail.
We'll head on over to the Nashkell Carnival.
Carlos, no.
My muse shall not speak to such as thee.
We're not gonna talk to him right now.
You need a new tailor.
Hello, pal.
Okay. This guy will attempt to pick your pockets, so it's best just to go ahead and kill him before he does.
Have become death. Destroyer of worlds.
Potion right here, this is a Master Thievery potion. Those are very helpful. Very useful. We're gonna put that in our quick slot.
You're a lucky fella, aren't you?
Now Nartha.
You need a new tailor. Your clothes are absolutely
And
dreadful.
folks in this carnival, they have a lot to say, but nothing important. I think it's more there for humor than anything else.
Now Nartha.
No, one thing I meant to do. I'm not sure I can afford it or not, but we're gonna go check and get a stone to flesh scroll at the temple.
May darkness prevail.
We haven't been to the temple yet, and so we'll learn of a quest there while we're checking on that scroll.
Ulsa. Kalas Na. May darkness prevail.
Ah, intrepid adventurers at our door.
He tells you about Bragg, was captain of the guard, who apparently lost his mind and went crazy or something, had an influence on him or something. Don't have quite enough. Almost though. Let's see if we have something we can sell. Maybe not here, but we can go next door and sell
Gather
something.
your party before venturing forth.
May darkness prevail.
It's not a bad idea to have a stone to flesh scroll on you anyway. At any given time.
Yeah, business has been poor.
Alright, so let's see what we got. We need 225. Sell that leather armor, that shield. Don't need that plate mail. Don't need that warhammer. Okay. Don't need that bastard sword either. Morning Star and the leather armor. Don't need that short sword. Or that dagger, so we've got enough now.
Kalas Na. May darkness prevail.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
So we're gonna buy one of those.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Kalas
I'm gonna
Na.
head back to the carnival.
Kalas Na.
That second tent here, that's just another gambling tent. There's nothing of interest in there.
Now Natha.
Ah, I know a discerning eye when I see one.
This guy sells potions. And we'll take the other one too. Now those are not good potions, but they do sell for a little bit of gold.
You spoke at me?
So we'll
Suck your
have
blade.
Monterun. Try to pick these. Alright, we'll come back when
Jalkalas. Now Natha.
pick locks are a little bit higher.
Glad to meet you, friend.
There's Lester. So where is everyone? Said they're in the mines. Mines are dead. Like I said, nothing super important here from these folks.
Leave us alone, will you?
There's Zordraw.
Nothing for you here.
Tells us to stay back. Come any closer, he's gonna kill the mage behind him. Well, that's what it's all about. We're gonna we're gonna tell them, why don't we just talk about it like rational people? And we say, you know, we can't let you murder a defensive person. And then he explains that she's a witch and she's dangerous and must be killed. And we say we're not going to be able to we can't let you hurt the lady. So he kills her. And there we get an antidote, which is a good potion to have on hand. And we also get wizard robes, which Edwin needs. And so he turns red and becomes hostile, and we are going to
Go on then.
try to take him out.
Night Singer, give me power.
Your voice is ambrosia.
What is it now?
You'll notice he cast a mirror image,
This better be good.
which is a good mage spell.
I don't want to talk.
Olza?
He's got Zara confused.
Again you disturb me.
Another mage robe. We're going to
Kalas
get out of here while Zara's out of his head. Wait for him
Use a
to
little patching up.
come back around before we go back in there. He's, of course, has gotten hit with some acid, so we gotta watch that. So it's over. That was an acid arrow that he got hit with, which is a decent spell to hit magic users with. It interrupts your spell casting. Pretty dangerous for your main character to get hit with one of those two, because as you can see, they can take damage pretty quickly over time with it. But luckily it doesn't last very long. We're just waiting on Zara to so we're okay now. Go back.
Olza? Nanatha, may darkness prevail.
Nothing much there to be had. Alright, so let's take a look at a few of these containers. I'm not sure if Lonnie can pick this locker line. Yeah, he did. But there's nothing worth having.
I've got the best prices this side of
Alright, now this merchant has some scrolls and some amulets, couple rings, nothing there we can afford right now, so we're not going to bother taking a chance on him calling guards or anything by looking at the shelves,
May darkness
at least not for now.
This way, good sir. Over here.
I've got the best
This
prices this side
merchant
of Cormier.
just sells weapons.
Kalas Na.
I've
Kalas
got
Na.
the best prices this side of Cormier.
Range weapons.
May darkness prevail.
But this is Zeke, and you can pickpocket him. Our pickpockets aren't high enough to make it even worth trying, but we'll just talk to him. Tells us there's a stone warrior maiden behind him. Said she's been trapped in this petrified form. he wants you to pay him 500 gold for a magic scroll, and you can release the maiden from her stone state. We're just gonna say we don't have the money right now, which is the truth. We don't. So, but we've got our own. So we're going to turn her back to flesh.
Olsa. Jalcares, now Natha.
And we're going to talk to her. This is Branwyn.
It is good to see new faces and taste freedom again.
She is a cleric, a true neutral cleric. So you, even though she's true neutral, what I found in the Baldur's Gate or the neutral characters are not really neutral. They're really good. Their true alignment should be neutral good. But like Jaheira and Branwyn, they all tend to behave more like good characters than true neutral characters. So we're going to. She doesn't have any items on her after having been stoned for so long. We're just gonna leave her right here. If we ever want her, we can come back. This is the merchant in there. I believe he's an armor merchant.
You spoke at me?
Nothing.
I'll do your toil.
Nothing worth having, really. So. Some gold in these containers.
Night Singer, may darkness prevail.
Keep traveling over this direction. There's a tent here. I always thought that this, they intended more for this
Now
tent
Natha.
area to what they actually completed. I'm sure they probably had plans to do a lot more with the game and probably run out of time, but he just tells you about Black Lotus and you should try it sometimes. No, thank you.
May darkness prevail.
And so that's about all we're gonna do in the carnival. So now we're gonna travel down to the Nashkell mines area.
Kalas Na.
Let's check our spells.
Olsa.
Yep, we need to rest.
Jalcares.
I need an arrow.
And as usual, I'm just gonna send Kagan in.
Me?
Night Singer. Kalas Na.
Fuck, Vicky will get out of this way.
I don't want to talk. All right.
Your death will be in me. If I don't get help, this
He got hit.
be good.
That's not good. Healing potion.
What need he get?
And then get out of the way. Don't want Zara up there either. Down for a sleep spell. There we go. And that's what makes that spell so great.
Olsa. Kalas Na. May darkness prevail.
Go in and raid these containers. Found a healing
Now
potion.
Natha.
Go back over this way. identify this is we do have an identify spell memorized. It's a Wand of Frost, which you can see it does a lot of damage, 8d6. So basically that's 8 to 48 points of damage. The only problem is if you hit an enemy with this and then you kill him while he's frozen, you're going to destroy all the items that he may have carried, so you won't be able to loot anything. But it's still useful.
Nah.
Useful item to have just in case you need it in an emergency. So we're going to go down the steps here. Takes us down to the mine entrance. We're going to talk to Emerson, who's in charge of the mines.
So you want to take a look at me mine, do you?
Tells us he doesn't need adventuring fools wandering around the mines. He gives us a day to search the mines. So we're gonna go talk to this.
Stand away, citizen!
So he gets out of the way to open the mines up to us. Before we do that, we're gonna go out this way. Your reaction rating is determined by both your charisma and your reputation. So you're going to get different reactions from the NPCs based a lot of times on your reaction score. In this case, our reaction score is pretty low. If our reaction score had been a little bit higher, say we had a 18 charisma and our reputation was 17, Emerson would have had a different response. He would have been a little bit more open to letting us in the mines, but based on his response, you can pretty much assume he wasn't very excited about us going into his mines. Alright, so here's the wolf. Which we were able to kill pretty easily.
For the glory of Am!
Alright, there's Dandel, tells us to stop, and he tells us there's dog-headed monsters about, and he advises us to go back where we came from. We tell him we're adventurers, that's what we're here for. Thank him for the help. Our characters except for Faconia are level 1, so we're having to kind of play a little bit more conservative. It's that being the case, we can't go if we try to bite off more than we can chew. we can get in a situation where our main character is killed pretty easily. These kobolds aren't much to worry about, though. So, we're going to travel to the western side of the map.
Who you are? No, not
There's
I.
Galtok. We tell him to calm down, tell us we can help. He said there's kobolds after him, and they captured him and stripped him down. And there they are.
What is it now?
Make use of this sleep spell. Here we go.
Night Singer, give me power. Kalas Na.
Easy enough.
Ulsa.
You rang.
Jalkales. Now Natha.
Should be getting close to leveling up. 287 for Konia, 390. Ideally, you don't want to go into the mines at level 1. It's not super tough, but anything's tough for level 1 characters. As it is in pencil and paper. The difference in this and having a DM in pencil and paper is this game won't give you any no mercy. It's gonna do its best to kill you all the time. So alright, so here's Prism. We're gonna talk to him.
Ah, beauteous creature. You are my master.
Apparently he's doing a sculpture on the side of that mountain there. He asked if Grey Wolf sent us. And we're gonna say we have nothing to do with Grey Wolf, nor would we want to. And he asked us to protect him while he finishes his sculpture. And he thanks us.
None cross Grey Wolf and live.
And wouldn't you know it, here comes Grey Wolf. He's come to kill Prism. He asked him to let him finish his sculpture first. Grey Wolf said no, he dies right now. So we tell him he only wants to finish his work. Why not let him? And Grey Wolf doesn't like that answer. So we are going to force attack Grey Wolf.
Go on then.
Save me, Night Singer. Give me power. May darkness prevail.
Uh-oh, killed in Paconia. That's not good.
Again, you disturb me.
I need an
You
arrow.
right, what's this then?
I don't want to talk.
Well, sorted. Get over here.
Go push this somewhere else. Why me?
There we go.
Spit it out.
Have horse pick up Paconia's items. And that is a longsword +2. Which does cold damage. Also, it's a very good item.
You rang. Right, what's this then?
So now we're going to talk to Prism again. He's finished his work.
Must we be so
And he kills himself.
insufferably charitable?
And we're going to take these gems.
Goodies make me sick.
Or I thought we were. Let's give these bullets to Zara to carry. So we need to be able to pick these gems up. So we've got to go res Viconia. We're only 150 away from leveling up Boris.
Sorted.
Viconia is very squishy. If you notice, her constitution is 8. I mean, she's not going to have a lot of hit points, and unfortunately, she's one of the ones that most frequently die like this. You have to be careful to try to keep her back out of harm's way, which I failed to do. She's a level 2 character, so she's gonna cost a little bit more to res than a level 1 would.
Gather your party before venturing forth.
Alright,
Right,
so
what's
let's
this then?
go up here and
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
raise dead 200.
Surface dwellers can be so stupid.
She had a shield also. There it is. Okay.
Also, may darkness
Gather your
prevail,
party before
Alcaless.
venturing forth.
May darkness prevail.
So we'll go down here and turn in those
Dealing with criminals, Jane's a man's
those
son.
gems, emeralds. Got 300 gold for that. So we're gonna head back to the mines.
May darkness prevail.
Okay, and so we're now in the mines. I think we're going to wrap up this episode right here, and when we return, we will attempt to clear out the mines and complete chapter 2. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode, and I will be returning soon. Thank you, and have a good day.